Alright, we're going to be mixing the color of the blue sky. I got everything set up over here. I got my camera set up, I got all the paints. And here it is. These are the colors I use. That's Ultramarine Blue, Quinacridone Magenta, Hansa Yellow Medium, and Titanium White. And that's probably the most accurate match to the sky. Now when I mix sky blue, I usually start with a large dab of white, and then I add ultramarine blue to it. There's a lot of construction going on. Okay, so I'll test it, compare it to the sky. I think I need more blue in there. Alright, now my blue looks more saturated, and I'm going to dull it down with magenta and yellow. Oh, it's kind of purple, but this dash of yellow should tone it down a bit. I think it needs more blue. Getting there. I think more blue. Here comes a big garbage truck. How many times is that thing gonna back up? Okay, he's dumping the garbage. Oh, there you go. Okay, acrylics dry slightly darker, so I'm gonna add a touch more white. I also think just a little bit more yellow. It looks a lot lighter, but when it dries it gets darker. Maybe I went too light with that. I'd say that color's pretty close. It's waiting for it to dry, so I get a better gauge of how close it is. Alright, if I tilt it, you can tell it gets lighter or darker depending on the angle that I hold it at. Not the one on the end on the right that's the closest, it's the second one, which was lighter. So maybe I'll mix that up again and let it dry. So it needs more white, maybe a dash of magenta, just a small amount, a little bit of yellow. I still think more yellow in there. Which is strange, but when you mix yellow and magenta, you get red. I have a whole video on the idea that red is not a primary color and that you can mix it, so take a look for that video. See, it looks a lot duller, but it's probably how the color is. I need more water on here. It's starting to dry up. I think that's as close as it's going to get for now. I'll let it dry. Okay, the one on the right, to me, looks the closest. I don't know how it looks on camera. It changes as you tilt it. and I don't recommend painting in direct sunlight because when you bring the painting inside, it's going to look a lot darker, and that's because the intensity of the lighting outside is so much brighter. So paint underneath an umbrella or a tree. The other issue is that the color of the sky gets darker overhead, so you probably would never really match the color of the sky directly overhead because it'd be too dark. And you can also take liberties with the color of the sky. You can make it whatever color you want, basically. But this is a good exercise in trying to match colors and learn how to mix colors.